All right, we're live. Go.
All right, hey everybody. Can we get 5x5 out there in the chat to know that we can hear you? And that's going to take a minute. And also, you could tell us what you're drinking tonight too. What kind of beer you're drinking? So I'll just wait to make sure everybody can hear us. Yep. Okay. Disco Daphne says 5x5. And thanks for the lemon, Val Kimber. Or lemon. TL said 5x5. And Kimber said it in Roman numerals, sort of, but the X's mean something else. So, okay, so welcome to the Three Beer Men. Bruce will not be here tonight. He had some family things going on, so there's just two of us. I'm Norm, and Cosmic Grandpa is right above me, and I
Howdy,
see.
y'all.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Okay, sorry, I'm looking at two different screens here. So tonight, we were going to do a show about cryptocurrency, but we still need to get some things together. It might actually take us about a month or so to get that all set up. So we decided to talk about hops instead, one of the main ingredients of beer, and one of my favorite parts of the beer. Well, I'm drinking a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale tonight, which is always a good session beer for me. It's also very nostalgic. It's one of the first beers I really came to enjoy the taste of. So, what are you drinking tonight, Cosmic Grandpa?
Well, I'm drinking a Kaiser Pils, which is a hoppy pilsner by Penn Brewery. Very low ABV, 4.5, so nice and sessionable. But 45 on the IBU scale, and we've not talked IBUs before, so that'll be something we're going to talk just a little bit about tonight, because it relates to hops and why hops make their taste the way it does.
And Kitty wanted me to tell you guys. Kitty is my girlfriend, not necessarily any Kitty out in the chat there, but she wanted me to tell you guys what she was drinking tonight. She was at the store last night and found a beer called Bunny with a Chainsaw by a local brewery here in Glendale, the city right next to me, called Paperback Brewing. I actually know the one of the owners. I used to work with him, and then he quit his job to start the brewery, and I guess he's doing pretty good now. So it's an 8.2 alcohol per volume, and it's a hazy pale ale, and it comes in a pint can. So a friend of mine that I worked with does all the artwork for it too. So they have some pretty interesting beers. You might want to go to their website and check them out to see all the titles of their beers. They got some pretty interesting titles.
So. Very nice. So out there to the crowd, what are we drinking in the chat tonight? Yeah, Leo, only 2 of 3. Bruce did have a family obligation, but it's a very positive one. I'm sure he'll talk about it on a future show.
And Leo, I've gotten a new microphone. I don't know if you guys noticed. Does it sound okay to you guys, or should I switch over to the old one? Let me know. Okay, so where do you want to start, Cosmic Grandpa?
Well, do you want to talk a little bit about hops, and then I'll talk a little bit about IBUs?
Okay, well, yeah. Well, let's have a discussion about hops. Here in California and in the Pacific Northwest, up in the Willamette Valley, we are famous in for growing hops in Northern California, Oregon, and Washington. And we got some pretty. We've been able to breed some pretty strong hop strains here in California and the West Coast. Before, they weren't allowed to breed hops because they had patents on them. It was illegal to even own, I I can't remember if you could only own the male or female, um, because plants are both male and female. I think still today. I'm not sure if that's non-politically to say about plants these days, but
Yeah, there might be 52 varieties by now. We don't really know.
yeah, but so over in England where they were growing hops, they actually have patents on somehow. So if Cosmic Grandpa wanted to use one of their hops in his brewery, he couldn't unless he paid. I don't know how that works. Maybe you can explain how that works, Cosmic Grandpa.
Well, yeah, we go through that. I had a period a few years back where I got the idea that maybe some indoor growing experience I had might translate into being able to grow hops indoors. And that turns out to be an entirely uneconomical proposition. Even though hops do happen to be a near cousin of a certain other plant that we're alluding to tonight, hence the allusion. Uh, they are a close cousin, although they clearly don't have the same effect. And there's no economic case for growing them indoors when they're only worth a few dollars a pound, as opposed to that other indoor plant which might be worth a few $100s a pound. So enough said there. We won't go too far down there. At least not until Gary joins the show.
But Sierra Nevada, for instance, like the shirt I'm wearing and the hat I'm wearing, they grow their own hops. Actually, their parking lot, they have hops growing in their parking lot when you go to the brewery.
Yeah,
there are quite. What?
I saw that in a video earlier tonight. I didn't realize that they started outgrowing their own hops.
Yeah.
Of course, that would be the neighborhood for it.
Yeah.
A little harder to do around here.
Yeah, they're in farm country, right in the Central Valley there of California.
But yeah, much shorter growing season here.
Yeah. Like the Willamette hops are grown in the Willamette, by the Willamette River, I believe. That's where some of the hops even get their names. And thank you for your generosity, Cap. And wow, J Bell, thank you for the diamond. Cap said, Val Kimber, thank you. So I don't know. What else? What do you guys want to know about hops? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Okay. No, I was reading that. Happy Sunday to you too.
Yeah, we get our hops from Germany, most of our hops from Germany, to brew our traditional German style lagers. But we get some of the Pacific hops, the Cascade, the Willamette. Let me get it right, TL. Make sure I pronounce that correctly. We actually brew a IPA with 7 different hops that are all American hops. And we brew a session IPA that has a nice blend of hops and a little bit lower alcohol than most of the IPAs. And then, as I said tonight, I'm drinking Kaiser Pils, which is actually what's considered to be a hoppy lager, which I think Sierra Nevada might have been one of the early breweries to feature that trend as well, where hoppy lagers were, they were adding those specific Pacific hops to regular lagers and making kind of a blend that was somewhere in between a traditional Pilsner and an IPA or what we called an APA at the time, an American Pale Ale. I think that term's gone out of style since the video I'm going to show here in a minute. But I do have a little video that queued up to show that shows how the hops influence the beers. So to specifically answer Val Kimber's question, does locally make a difference in hops? Yeah, absolutely. And the Northwest hops are some of the best American hops that there are.
Yeah, and the fresher the hops are when you brew, the better, I think.
Yeah, that again depends on what you're trying to brew. If you're trying to brew an IPA that specifically has very floral, very citrusy notes to it, then you want that. Absolutely. If you're brewing a traditional German lager where the IBUs are down more in the 10-15 range, as opposed to up there with hoppier beers, then it's not as critical. You can use hop extracts, which is what a lot of breweries do. And that's still considered Reinheitsgebot because as long as the extracts weren't made from anything except pure hops to start with, then it's allowable to do that.
Yep. And Sierra Nevada does one where they'll harvest the hop and brew the beer within 24-hour period.
Oh yeah, fresh hopping is huge. The more it's really funny because I don't know how many of you out there in the crowd still remember when Keystone Light launched their line of commercials for Bitter Beer Face. Anybody remember that one? It used to be that bitter beer was a bad thing, that you weren't supposed to have your beer be bitter. And now it's like the bitterer, the betterer. It's off the chart. Even the video I'm going to show here soon is only really talks about IBUs up into the hundreds. And now you've got beers that are up in the 6, 7, 800 IBUs. I mean, you may as well just, I don't know, pour battery acid in your beer. I don't know what else to call it.
Oh, where'd you go? I lost you.
Oh, did I disappear?
Yeah.
Why that keeps happening? My camera keeps turning off for some weird reason. Huh. That's a strange phenomenon tonight. I'll have to keep an eye on that. We've got a 7th monitor going tonight. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm trying to manage the lemons on DLive.
Yeah, we're going to try to get that chest out tonight.
Yeah, we're going to give it our best shot. That's for sure. So with that, should we run the bumper? Our first official bumper video with the malt minute explanation of IBUs, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
All right.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
The Malt Minute. Quick answers to your questions about beer. Brought to you by the Penn Brewery. What does IBU stand for?
IBU stands for International Bittering Unit. It's basically the way that you calculate the amount of bitterness inside of a beer. What influences the measurement of IBUs is the amount of wort in a kettle, how strong it is, how high of gravity that beer could be, how much hops you're going to put in, and how long you're going to boil those hops for.
Do different varieties of hops produce different IBU measurements?
Every variety of hops has its own alpha acid rating, and they can be anywhere from, say, 2% up to 15 or perhaps 18%. And they're used in many styles of beers, usually the lower range being Pilsners, higher range being Pale Ales and IPAs.
What is the IBU range most beers fall into?
Most beers fall into the IBU range of, say, 10, 5 or 10, all the way up to 100 plus, starting with lower things like Pilsners being 5 to 10, working all the way up through American Pale Ales or India Pale Ales, which can be anywhere from 40, 70, perhaps 100 plus.
Is there a difference in IBU profiles between European and American beers?
American beers are usually to the extreme. So American go for more floral, extreme, and say the British or European go for more calm and collected classic styles of beer.
This Malt Minute was brought to you by the Penn Brewery. Be sure to check back.
All right. I hope everyone found that to be a bit informative. Oh, there you're back. Norm, do we have audio? Oh, you said you were muted.
Thank you.
There we go. All right. That come across for everyone? Audio okay? Video okay? That's the first time I've ever tried to play a bumper video, so I hope it worked out.
Yep, it looks like. I think so. No
Yeah,
one was
looks like it.
confused. When it's muted, you get that flashing mute sign. So,
Yeah. All right. So yeah, any questions? You can see from the tail end of that that the yes, Jay Bell, I'm wearing Bruce tonight. This in honor of Bruce tonight. It is the official Beer Man shirt. So yeah, as you can see, as the brewer Dave mentioned at the end of the video, European hops tend to be quite a bit milder. Where the American hops, the West Coast hops, tend to be, as he put it, over the top sometimes. He was referring to 100 plus IBUs as over the top. Now I know Sam, no, it wasn't Sam, it was Dogfish Head that did the hoppiest beer. Let me see if I still have that. Actually. Maybe I do, actually. It's Dogfish Head Lord. The hoppiest beer by IBUs, and it is 685 IBUs. So again, that would be like drinking distilled, or not distilled, concentrated grapefruit juice, maybe? I don't know exactly what, but something along those lines.
what was that? That's the one with the highest IBU right now.
No, that was as of 2015, so that could be a little bit old now.
Yeah, the guy that started it's a great home brewing book called Extreme Brewing. We're gonna home. Check that out. Get some great.
So what's the chat having to say tonight? Video came across. That's good. We appreciate that. Appreciate all lemons and the ice creams and the diamonds and the friendship. We'll try and see if we can't cycle some of those back into the treasure chest tonight.
Thanks,
Yeah, Hang 10, your mic is just a little light right now.
Yeah, I need to remember to keep this mic close to me. I might switch it back to my old one. But I like the way this one looks.
Yeah, that one's got a classic look to it, that's for sure.
If it becomes a problem, I'm gonna switch back to my old one. So, there any more questions about IBUs?
See if I can scroll back there. We're not trying to make a educational TV here, but we'll certainly answer any questions you've got. And if anybody has anything they want to talk about, Jay Bell, you go right ahead and make that drink. I'm scrolling back just a little bit here. Stone Delicious.
It's almost time to open up the phone line. So I'm going to paste the link to the Discord in the chat if you don't have it already. And what you do is just go into Discord and go into the all-in waiting room, or it's called waiting room.
Yep, it's called waiting room.
I'm gonna put it in there right now. I'll be on the lookout for that. And anybody that wants to actually call in, I just jump into the waiting room. If you have any questions on how to do that, just put it in the chat. There's lots of helpful people out there.
Val, weather does have a lot to do with it. Weather is the reason why we don't grow a whole lot of hops in Pittsburgh. It's the reason why we don't grow a whole lot of other stuff in Pittsburgh either, except indoors under lights. It's just not really conducive to plants. And hops in particular are a plant that takes several years to mature. Unlike their brethren or counterparts, the smokable kind, the hops don't even typically start producing usable rhizomes or flowers until the second year that they're going. And they prefer to be trellis. They prefer to grow straight up and will grow to be 30 or 35 feet high. So they are not something that is good for seasonal, cold weather like we get here in Pittsburgh.
But you can make loggers in colder weather. I bet. Well,
Oh
cheaper
yeah.
than in some place like Southern California, where you can still make them, but you just need a cool. Yeah, it's a lot in air conditioning costs.
Yeah. We air condition 3 months a year, as opposed to you probably having to air condition all year round out there, or most of it anyway.
Yeah, it's
At least vice
very
versa.
it's very hard for me to do a home brewery because of just all the environmental stuff. How the beer can go bad if it's too hot while it's fermenting.
Oh yeah. Well, the fermentation temperature is really important. If you try to ferment a lager at an ale temperature, it'll go crazy, and it won't do anything at all what you want it to do. And at the same time, if you try to ferment an ale at a lager temperature, it'll just lay there and look back at you and say, "I'm not doing this."
Well, Anchor seems to figure it out somehow. Steam beers, because I believe
Oh yeah.
that came about because they only had lager yeast, but they didn't have the right temperature. A bunch of gold miners up in the 1800s figured out a way to steam.
What's the phrase? Necessity is a mother, something like that.
Yeah. So, if you want to jump in the waiting room, and we don't have to necessarily talk about beer because the show is about beer or tech or pop culture. So, if you have any questions for me or Cosmic Grandpa, don't hesitate to jump in the waiting room just because you don't have any questions about beer. You can ask us anything. Or you can ask us anything. If you don't want to jump into the chat room, you can ask us in the chat itself. Variation.
Yeah, I saw that. Variation in actual brewing process, I would say plus or minus 10 degrees is reasonable. In the lagering process, you want to keep it closer to plus or minus 5 degrees from your ideal target temperature for that particular variety of yeast. If you want to get the best yield, if you want to get the fastest yield, or I shouldn't say the fastest, but the optimal yield for that particular yeast in the time allotted. I don't want to make it sound like we rush the process, because we definitely don't do that.
Well, don't they pump oxygen into the? I know some breweries out here pump oxygen. Good, kind of rush.
Yeah, that's not something we do. I don't know if that's something that would. I suppose in the case of an ale, that might be something that might speed up the process even faster. I don't know. I mean, some of these ale breweries, again, turn out a batch from the time they first boil the water till the time they're putting it in kegs, in the course of 10 or 12 days. Most of our beers are, at least 3 weeks old by the time they're going into a bottle or a keg. And in some cases, they're months old.
When I went to the Stone Brewery, they said that they pump in oxygen so that they can get it done in like a week.
Yeah.
But I don't think they do any lager. Really, Stone Brewery.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's Deepak in the chat mentioned Stone IPA earlier tonight. I think there's a case of it I saw last time I was over there.
Yeah, their brewery down in San Diego is beautiful, by the way. They have a beautiful garden, and I believe since I've been down there last time, they built a resort across the street from the brewery. So that hold events like weddings and stuff like that. It'd be a great place. So I'm gonna switch beers because I'm done with my first one. And so since Kitty was having a hazy IPA, I now drinking Air Republic. That's a Northern California beer called the Through the Haze IPA. And the hazy IPAs are the haze. They're a hazier color, and I believe that comes from the yeast.
Yeah, hazies are usually a non-filtered beer, so that means that they're going to have more suspended solids, more inclined to have a hazy or cloudy look. The Weizens or wheat beers tend to be like that as well. We also, our Hefeweizens are all unfiltered, so you can always tell when you're drinking a wheat beer because you can't really, they're not, the glass isn't transparent.
Is that more of the yeast or the wheat, or kind of a combination?
It's the yeast, and in particular, it's the fact that with the Weizen, there's a second fermentation, like there is in a lot of home brewing process, where the second fermentation actually happens after the beer's been packaged. So the beer goes into the keg or into the bottle with a small amount of yeast that still hasn't been filtered out. And that is then allowed to sit and ferment in cask, essentially, is what it's called, for a couple of days. And then it's refrigerated real quickly to kill off the yeast, because if you don't do that soon enough, then bottles start to explode.
Yeah. I've had that happen to me before.
Yeah, it's a finely tuned process there.
Not fun. Yeah, and then you start to get hazy, kind of like I am now. 12-year-old webcam that's unbelievably still working.
Hawk just joined us. Squawk.
Okay, Bruce is in the waiting room.
Oh, great. I didn't think Bruce was going to be able to make it tonight. Well, that's fantastic.
But he's muted. And Bruce, you can just jump in. You don't have permission to jump in any time.
Nope.
Back out. There's something wrong. Are you having problems, Bruce? Okay, while you get your audio issues worked out.
Hello, can you hear me now?
We got you. We got you now, Bruce.
There you go.
We're
actually
I'm gonna bring it.
we're actually in the car on our way home from Brooklyn for my son. Oh, you guys can't hear me.
Yeah, we got you. We got you, Bruce. We hear you.
Oh, there we go. Hey, there you are. Okay.
I'm gonna bring in due diligence while we wait for Bruce.
There you go.
Hey, Bruce, I think you were about to tell us all the good news. I implied there was good
Yeah.
news, but I didn't say
Yeah,
anything about it.
we just came back from we're on our way home from the Bronx right now. Yeah, due diligence. That's what I was going to say. Due diligence wanted to jump in also as well. So I'm trying to figure out how to mute the stream here. It's playing in the background. I don't know how to do that.
Okay. Lloyd, if you could just unmute your mic and then you can turn on your camera if you want.
I enabled the non-video participants so we can see who all's in the chat.
So I think it's.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, now
There
I
you
can hear you.
Welcome aboard.
There we go. Now I'm unmuted. Here we go. Can
Yeah,
you
you're
hear me
good.
now, gentlemen? There we go.
All
Due
right.
diligence. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing about 3 sheets to the wind. I've had a few Elysian beers tonight. Did an amazing show with Beers and Bros earlier.
Very
with
good. Who'd you have
brother
on tonight?
Greg. What's that?
Who did you have on tonight?
It was just me and Greg, and we went over quite a bit. We touched upon 9/11, that whole crazy crap
You guys
shoot.
were talking about that the other night. I was
Yeah,
I was listening to you guys. I was lurking the other night because I was busy trying to get some stuff ready for this weekend.
Batman,
My
you
son got
definitely know.
engaged tonight.
Yeah, well, you definitely know that's one unbelievable subject that deserves as much
Intense
attention
subject.
as possible. Mhm.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more, due diligence.
But when it comes down to beer,
You guys covered that
Uh,
nicely on J Bell's show last night.
oh, we tried to get the Texan in, and that was when everything wasn't working properly. So, especially on J Bell's show, so I decided on my show for last night, it was imperative to allow the Texan, excuse me, I apologize, to be heard. So we brought him in, and we just kept going off of that entire situation. And hell, we even had Gary Flesner jump up and said, "I learned a lot from what you guys were talking about."
Yeah, I heard that last night. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Guys, I'm honored that you're saying that to me. I only do what I can do to serve all of you, as well as everybody in the chat. All right, I'm just but a simple servant. So if my voice gets heard, keep in mind that's absolutely amazing to me. That is absolutely amazing to me. But let's get back to the main subject of the entire situation, which is beer. And Cosmic Grandpa, I cannot wait to try the beers that you brew, because I'm a connoisseur of beer. I'll be honest with you. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'll be in the Ohio area mid-May till the end of May for that course that I'm supposed to be finishing off. If I get the opportunity to do so, I will rent a car, go out there to your area, and if you're okay with it, let's shoot a video together. No masks, because I don't freaking believe in masks.
Amen to that, brother.
Amen. Absolutely.
All right, so I will, if everybody's okay with it, and I'd love to meet you as well, Bruce Q. Wayne. I know
Floyd,
for a
we're
fact
gonna plan in October for an Oktoberfest get together in late September with Rick Castle and the crew from New Jersey, Brad, CGZ, and maybe even Joey Mormon if we can convince him to come down as well. And we're gonna have a big blowout Cosmic had already gotten a hold of Rook and gave her the hotel arrangements or the bed and breakfast arrangements, the B&B, Airbnb. So we're going to try and make arrangements and get a group of us to come down. I don't know about May. That's going to be difficult for us because I'm going to be planning a wedding with my family for my son. So we're going to be busy doing that.
Okay. Bruce,
Tonight was the engagement.
No, I understand that. The thing is, with me, I have to go to Ohio for military obligations.
Got it.
So
Understood.
if I get the opportunity to do what I want to do, I'm going to go visit Cosmic Grandpa at his brewery.
Okay.
I'm trying to work all this
If you get a
stuff
hold
out.
of me, if you get a hold of me the weekend ahead of time, I can plan to take that weekend off, and maybe me and my buddies will come out and be with you guys that weekend. If I can break away,
Oh,
if Cosmic can square away some accommodations for us, I would love to come up with you and be there with you.
Oh my gosh!
We could do a live show. We could do a live show with you from the brewery.
I would be absolutely honored if we can make that happen.
That'd be
Cosmic
awesome.
Grandpa, what do you think? What do you think about that one?
It would be my pleasure to host it. That's absolutely for sure.
Perfect. Okay, so I will do everything I can on my end to make sure it does happen. Keep in mind, I'm on military obligation, so I have a limited amount of time that I can do various things with, but I might be able to pull 2 nights. I might be able to
do what
pull
we can,
2
and we'll make
nights.
that happen.
You got it.
Dude, I've been thinking about it since the last time you mentioned it. I'm working on lining up that big grill just in case.
Oh, can I please be the pit master on that one, please?
Absolutely. I'm going to work in conjunction with our chef, and you'll like him a lot. He is also former military. You'll get along with him really well, I think.
That sounds absolutely excellent. But the biggest thing is this: for me personally, I just want to make sure that West Coast and East Coast can actually meet up and have an absolutely outstanding time. And no, this is not a slight on either side. All right, I'm West Coast. We got Cosmic Grandpa. We got Bruce Wayne. We've got these 2 wonderful and amazing gentlemen on the East Coast, and we've got me and Hangtan Alien Surfer here on the West Coast. All right, we're going to bring this thing together, and we're going to show everybody on this continent that it doesn't matter where the hell you come from. We're going to have a blast, and we're going to make it great, because this is what the true America is all about. Is anybody in disagreement with this?
Not at all. I love it. Thank you.
The only answer I should hear is no. There is no disagreement with it.
We are on the opposite sides of the West Coast too. I'm down south and he's up north. So
I'm way the hell up north.
We got it covered. And I just want to mention that the Hawk keeps on saying he wants to call it Squawktoberfest.
Hey,
that's great.
You know what?
I saw that.
Actually, I do. I actually do like that. Squawktoberfest. Let's do it. Let's make a Squawktoberfest. But Squawk, you better show your butt up over there when I get there. Is that fair enough? I'm only saying. I'll bring my wig and my sunglasses. You just better show up.
No. I know where he's at. He's further away than all of us from
It doesn't
Pittsburgh.
matter. It doesn't matter. But I'll be honest with you guys. If it was up to me and my personal time, I wouldn't be able to make it.
Who's in Pittsburgh?
I have to do it. Huh?
Squawk's in Pittsburgh?
No,
Should be.
He's away from.
Yeah, about the opposite side of the world almost from Pittsburgh. I mean, you could get further away, but not in the United States.
Okay, gotcha. I was going to say, I thought he was up in Alaska.
He is. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
all.
say that. I didn't want to say that.
All right. So I'll put it this way. In Cosmic Grandpa, Hang Ten Alien Surfer, Bruce Q. Wayne. I'm gonna put it this way. If I can do everything that I possibly can to show up after I'm done with my school in Ohio at the end of May, I will give you all 2 days as best I possibly can. All right. But
I'll be prepared for
long-
2 days' notice, just in case.
right. But I would absolutely love to meet all of
give
you
us-
in
yeah.
person. If you all can make it there, because trust me, I'm going to be stretching my ass out beyond all belief. Here, let me put it this way. I make $23 an hour. All right. I have to kill my health insurance on the civilian side, aka my day job side, because they're ripping me off for about $1,157 a month for piss poor services. All right. So I cannot afford to do a lot, at least at this particular moment in time. But if I can piggyback everything off of the military and get us to a point where we can meet for at least 2 days, I will be happy to do so. The biggest thing is this. Everything has to be worked off of the end of the school that I have to go to. And it goes off the end of May. Mid-May to the end of May. All right. I want to meet you all. I want to have an absolutely amazing time. I expect to pay my way, Cosmic Grandpa. You heard that. But if I get a couple extra beers and maybe a steak or two in there, okay, no worries. But
Yeah. I mean, at least we could do is dinner and a beer. I mean, geez, you're coming all the way out, and we'll give you a great tour.
Yeah, but because of the fact that I actually look up to you guys, because you are amazing patrons, and I'm doing everything that I can to serve you to make sure you have the freedoms that you got, I don't expect to pay, or I don't expect to get anything for free. I expect to pay for it. If I get a discount, okay, that's fine, fair enough. And I pull that shit off at Home Depot every single time I get it. But if it's just to sit there and we have a show, whether it's Three Beer Men or Beers and Bros or a combination of both at the same time, you know what? That's going to be epic. That's all I ask.
Yeah, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. I would love that. We can make the place for that happen, the room, and we could certainly bring in anybody who's willing to travel in. I know Mr. Anderson says he'll be around in May. So Norm, that's
there's one absolute request I do have. Cosmic Grandpa, if I come and visit you, you have to take me to the original site of Tun Tavern, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That is where my Marine Corps was born. Are you able to do that? And how far away is it from where your present location is?
Yeah, Philly, unfortunately, is the opposite side of the state. It's literally a 6+ hour drive to get from one side to the other.
I bet you I can turn into a 3.5 hour drive.
Yeah. There is that.
But one of the biggest things, if I go to Pennsylvania, I want to see 3 things. The original site for Tun Tavern, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I want to see Gettysburg, the battlefield itself, and then the most important one is your brewery. That is how I'm looking at the entire situation. I will do everything I can to give you 2, maybe 3 days to get it done. But I will do the driving, I will do the legwork, I will do everything that must be done to make this happen. And we can turn it into a gigantic show for everyone to see how me as a Marine came to be. And then how what we do as Marines allows you to do what you do. Is that fair enough?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, Philly and Gettysburg, that's a day easily enough. But the travel time between that side of the state and this side of the state makes doing all three in 1 2 day trip really kind of rough.
How about this? I'll make it happen. Are you game?
Oh, I'm
Risky Rain,
absolutely
are you
game.
game? That's all I ask. Is everybody game?
I'm up.
Because you will see me in tears when I see my birthplace as a U.S. Marine. You will see me in tears. And then we will go to Gettysburg, to where the situation we're under now is the exact same. The only problem is the battlefield changed. But I do wish to see Gettysburg. I've always wanted to go to Gettysburg. The only time I have now is this particular situation that I'm talking about at this moment. I have maybe 3 days. 2 days, 3 days max. 2 days at best. If we have to skip a whole hell of a lot of shit, I don't care. There's 3 things that I literally need to see with my own eyes. My birthplace as a United States Marine, the war zone in which we Marines were created, Gettysburg, and case in point, the tale of the 2 presidents, which we are under right now. And then finally, the most epic part of it is Cosmic Grandpa's brewery. That is what I have to see in 2 days. If I can make it happen, let's make it happen.
All
Is that
right.
fair enough?
We'll definitely have to work on the logistics because there's a lot of travel time involved. That's 12 hours out of 2 days just spent driving. Unfortunately, like I said, Gettysburg and Philly, that's a very reasonable 1 day thing to do, especially if you're already in New Jersey or Delaware or one of those areas over nearer the East Coast. Pittsburgh is really disturbingly far inland compared to Philadelphia. It really is. It's a long, long way.
I will do the driving. You just need to tell me where I have to go. I can
All
drive
right,
12
coming
hours.
into Pittsburgh, you'll come through.
Hang on.
You're coming in. Sorry,
I
from
can
Ohio.
drive. I can drive
You'll
12
come through
hours
Pittsburgh.
straight.
All right.
I
Well,
want to
you'll
make
come
this
through
happen.
Pittsburgh. We can do it. We'll have to see.
I want to make
another
this happen.
check and see is what's open in terms of what are they allowing tours of out of Gettysburg nowadays. Honestly, I've been to Gettysburg once in my life, and that was a fantastic trip. But I was in high school at the time, so that's.
Well, I'll hand you this. You're lucky. You're close to that area. Granted, it may be a drive for you. All right, but imagine what it is to me here being on the West Coast, north of Hang 10 Alien Surfer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I've got the opportunity at the end of May to do this. I want to make it happen. Can you and I make this happen?
I'm committed. I'm in for sure.
I'm in. I'm 100% in. I'm in there I'm in there like swimwear. I'm in like Flynn. Okay,
Nice.
I want to make
All
this happen.
You're in like
And-
General Flynn.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was referring to. Fight like a Flynn. Guess what? I'm gonna tell the military straight out. I'm doing this. You're still flying my ass home, but you're not flying my ass home until I am done with this particular thing.
Hey guys,
And they,
let's talk about this offline because I brought J Bell into the room. I don't know if you noticed, but can we get more back to the show here?
well, no, the best part about it, and J Bell, if you're here, welcome in. The biggest thing is this: when it comes down to leisure travel, I'm excessively limited as to what I can do. So I have to piggyback off of military situations in order to do what I want to do. So, and literally speaking, I'll be honest with you. Guys, gals, family, I don't have much money to travel on. I really don't. Okay? I live paycheck to paycheck. It sucks, yes. But when I get the opportunity to do certain things, I will take it. Now, the end of May is the point in time where I can actually take that particular circumstance and do this travel just to hang out with Cosmic Grandpa. We'll go to Tun Tavern, the original site of Tun Tavern. And yeah, I guarantee you, Cosmic Grandpa's going to be filming it, and you're going to see my ass in tears. All right? Because that's my birthplace as a United States Marine. On top of which, we're going to go to Gettysburg. It's going to hurt me because of the fact that it was Abraham Lincoln. And I don't care what the hell you ever heard about Abraham Lincoln. That mother fricker did so much stuff to include people like me. All right, and I got a great tan. I got a better tan than Cosmic Grandpa. I got a better tan than Hang 10 Alien Surfer. I got a better tan than freaking Bruce Q. Wayne. And I'm still working on it. All right, but the biggest thing is this: if it wasn't for Abraham Lincoln, would I be me personally? Would I be able to talk with these three upstanding, amazing, and absolutely wonderful people? No, I wouldn't. My ass would be out there in the freaking cotton fields picking cotton. That's how amazing this is. So to have the opportunity to go and meet these absolutely amazing people, and if every last one of you understood what I said before and how my bucket list writes itself, this is part of that bucket list that wrote itself, and now it has to come to completion. So I will make sure it does. But I also want to make sure that we, Cosmic Grandpa, Bruce Q. Wayne, even Hang 10 Alien Surfer, even if he has to link in with us from across the country, we're going to be there. We will have an amazing time. I promise you. You're going to see something amazing.
I'm sure we will.
I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, family members. I'll be honest with you. I don't see skin color. I see the soul within the person. And they see the exact same thing I do. They may not be as eloquent as I am when it comes down to that particular part. I don't hold it against them. Okay? But they see the exact same thing that I do. They see the soul within the shell of the person that you are seeing right now. That is how important it is for all of us to connect together and become stronger.
Yeah, that's how it was always supposed to be. And I honestly have to say, to hear you say that you look up to me is just almost hard to swallow, because with your service and your dedication, I'm the one looking up to you. So it really
Amen.
is.
How? Please explain it to me. How is that possible? I look up to you because you decided to use your voice. I'm using my voice, and I can get nailed for it. Hardcore. You don't have to worry about that stuff. I look up to you because now, Cosmic Grandpa, the reason why I look up to you, and I'm going to be 100% dead honest, I look up to you, and because of the fact that you're doing 3 Beer Men, along with Bruce Key Wayne, as well as Hang Ten Alien Surfer. Guys, do you not realize the fact that I sacrificed my life to make sure that you can do exactly what you're doing right now? So for me to say I'm looking up to you and you saying you're looking up to me, no. I look up to you because you are doing exactly what I am doing. My job allows me to do in the military is to protect your rights. And you're doing exactly that.
We're living your dream, dude. And that's, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that.
Exactly. I second that, Cosmic. Without you due diligence, keeping the peace and keeping us safe, we wouldn't be able to do what it is we're doing right now. So we thank and honor you for your service every single day.
I'm only but your humble servant, gentlemen. That's all I am. That's all I am, is your humble servant. I fight the wars you want to be fought. I do everything I can to make sure that you have your rights. That's all I am. That's all I am. But I thank you, unbelievably. I thank you beyond anything you have ever possibly felt for allowing me to be part of your lives. That's the most important part about it. I serve you at the same time to come upon your shows and say, my piece. That's what makes this entire thing so amazing. You guys are the ones that make all of this happen. It is guys like me and guys like Greg that do all we can to make sure that you can do exactly what you're doing right now. Same with Alara on 1 Foot in 5D and Loyal to the Foot, because they're live right now on Foxhole. Zoso Dude 77 is live on Foxhole. We guys like me in the military, we fight for you guys so you can speak up. And finally, we're seeing you guys stand up. We're seeing it now. And we're sitting there scratching our heads going, it's about motherfucking time. But at the same time, we're also looking at it going, thank you for standing up and making your voice heard. That's what we do. That's what us military, us true patriots of this country do for you. And now you're doing exactly what we wanted you to do from the first point. So thank you, John. I greatly appreciate it. And if I get the opportunity to meet you all in person, I am going to be the person that is like fawning all over you because of the fact that you finally decided to stand and speak.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Very much. Thank you.
Exactly what we asked you from
J Bell, we haven't heard much from you tonight. How are you doing tonight?
U.S. military person. Finally standing up.
Unmute yourself, J Bell. Come on into the chat.
This is the reason why.
Still on mute. Still on mute.
I know.
There you
Sorry.
are.
I don't know. I'm
Same with you,
confused.
Bruce Q. Same with you, Hang 10 Alien Surfer. I want to meet you guys in person just because you finally jumped up, used your voices for what exactly supposed to be done.
I think Dew is still echoing from somewhere.
Prove to the masses that
Yeah,
we are
that's how I hear.
the true United States.
There we
doing
go.
it. So I thank you. I pray for you. Thank you all very much. And I guarantee everybody else that has served same amount of time, less or more, is doing the exact same. I'm saying. I don't know. I think I got cut off.
No, I that's we heard an echo there for a while, Dew. That's what was going on. We were hearing a bit of a loop at the same time you were talking. And I don't think we were getting every word.
Well, you may not have been getting every word, but you know what? The big thing is this. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing as American citizens. You're backing us military personnel up. That's the best part about it. So keep doing what you're doing. I mean, there was a whole there was an entire. It doesn't matter.
Oh, we
You
caught
go-
most of it too. We caught most of what you said. It was just a little bit of the last few minutes after we got J-Bell going there that we couldn't quite hear what you were saying.
Yeah, well, I understand that. I have quite a few things going on. I got 3 different devices running at the same time, so. Yeah.
Well, we got most of it, and I think I speak for all of us when we say we appreciate it and we appreciate you.
Well, in that
Amen.
particular circumstance, I'm standing here in salute to all of you because it is you that does allow me to do my job. All right, so I salute all of you. You are what makes me able to do what I can do now. Okay, I'm not done. I'm not going to retire until 2034 from the military service. Okay, you have my ass on that sling that long, and even afterwards, after I'm forced to retire, I will still be here as a weapon for you. I will be that weapon to keep these freaking retards from doing what they're doing. I will be that
Amen.
weapon. I promise you that. All right. So with that, I need to apparently I need to jump off because we've got Alara and Loyal to the Foil on. You know what? I'm going to take the night off. But I do have one other thing I have to do.
Yeah, I think Zoso's out there too, but we'll get there when
Yeah.
we get.
All right. But, gentlemen, I cannot wait to meet you in person. It's going to be epic. I promise you that.
Indubitably.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Indubitably. Cosmic Grandpa and Bruce Q. Wayne. I will
Yes,
let you
sir.
know when. Don't sir me. I'm a staff sergeant. I'm an asshole. I work for my earns. So please don't sir me. All right. But we will definitely link up, and we will definitely go live. Hopefully, Bruce, if you can, bring Rook Castle, Onka and everybody else, to include Joy Mormon. I don't want to have any animosity in between him and me, especially over stream links. That I don't care for that kind of stuff. I just
All
do whatever.
good, do. All good, do.
Yep.
All right, but if everything works well, let's do what we got to do. We'll all hang out. We'll all go if you guys are willing, we'll all go to the places that I'd love to see, because you guys are in those areas, and you can probably tell me more than what I know off of my knowledge and everything I found out. But let's
Yep.
link up on Discord and we'll figure this stuff out. Outside
Absolutely.
of that, ladies and gentlemen, I have taken up more than enough time on 3 beermen, and I do apologize. I just thought this was more important. Unfortunately, well, I had beers and bros earlier today, so I was drinking plenty of beer. So, please forgive.
That's what matters. All right, sir. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Much appreciated. And we will catch up on the Discord.
You got it. You absolutely got it. So, with that, I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful night. Salute. We'll see you all very soon.
All right. Good night.
All right. Good night. And the Hawk is in the waiting room.
Yep. And let's bring him
Squawk, squawk to the hawk.
Squawk.
Squawk one here.
Squawk. Squawk, squawk to the hawk. Good to hear you, brother.
Good to hear y'all too. How are you?
All right.
Having a good evening.
Yep.
Right on.
So, J Bell, did you want to say anything? You've been sitting there patiently.
What's up? This
Hey,
vodka.
J-Bell, that's my line.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's
Damn.
open territory, girl. It's open territory.
I was just trying to help you out, spread the word,
Thank you. We appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Oh, we lost Cosmic Grandpa somehow. Are you still there?
Whoa.
Oh.
There he goes.
All right.
Nope.
I don't know. Huh.
I wonder if he's pressing this little thing on accident. Because I almost pressed it and it says pop out.
No, he's still here. It's his camera.
Oh.
But I still see him here. I just don't see people that aren't. Yep. You're back. You're back, Cosmic Grandpa. I can't hear you though. Nope. No.
There we go. All right. Now we're on. Yeah, I don't know why that keeps happening. I hit the button to just mute to set the camera aside for a second, and the whole camera feed gets lost. So I got to recheck my macro buttons and see what I might have screwed up. But I will be back in just one moment. I have to fix a broken mug. It's empty.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Hank 10. I don't know if that's you or not. Maybe not. Never mind.
Can you hear me?
I was hearing some kind of. Yeah, you're good. I was hearing some kind of weird feed, but I don't hear it anymore.
Okay. Yeah. I tried to switch over my microphone to my old microphone, but it wouldn't let me do it in the middle of the stream because I was getting some complaints about this microphone, which is it's a cheap microphone, so I can understand that.
But it's pretty.
It looks
Hey,
great.
Squawk's back in the waiting room. How do we bring him in?
I had to get back there. I have to bring him in. All right. I'll bring him in right now. Hey, he jumped out there for a minute. Squawk, are you there? Squawk one. Okay.
Squawk
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Squawk.
Yep. Squawk.
Having some technical difficulties. And we're over time anyway. So if any of you guys want to go to Zozo, we won't.
Don't talk like that.
We won't.
I will be on this
I-
stream talking to you, and I'll comment in his D Live, so he thinks I'm watching.
J Bell's a 2-timer.
That's my secret, guys. It works.
Been there, done that.
You gotta
Hey,
show
I
love
think
to
I even
everybody.
Something I was going to ask was, hey, can I post more than recipes that just include beer in the the Beerman thing?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I've got a really good one I'm going to post called Beer Can Chicken. I don't know if any of you have had it or not.
Yeah, I used to make it all the time.
Okay, yeah, I
Explain
figured you
that
might.
one.
I've got a really good tutorial I did a while back on it, so I'll probably post it.
Please do. I'm curious. It's
I
interesting.
used to have, a little thing that it came with a little cup that you could put beer in, so you didn't necessarily have to use a beer can.
Yeah, I've seen those. The wire stands too.
Yeah, and that way I could use like any beer, even if it didn't come with a can. And some of the new cans have this. I think one of those. That was one that Kitty's drinking, the bunny with the chainsaw. It has this label on it that is kind of a vinyl sticker on the can, so don't really want to
I
use
feel like
those.
I hear a TV. Now I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I sort of heard it too. I don't think
Yeah.
it's coming from mine.
Yeah, I was hearing something too.
I think it's from Bruce.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm in the car with my family. We're driving home from my son's engagement party.
Oh, okay.
I'll mute out when you guys are chatting.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
and
congratulations to your son.
oh, and I was going to say
Thank you.
too.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you, Squawk. Thank you, J Bell. We're all quite ecstatic. We've had a bad rash of family passings, unfortunately, over the last 6 months. And
Yes,
this
you
is one of
have.
the nice. This is one of the nicer things we've had come forward for us. So we're all moving forward. Thank God.
Oh, so you're conspiring to create grandkids now, huh?
That's what I was about to say. They usually say
Amen. Amen.
after you lose, well, I always heard it like if you lose like three, or if you lose a person, you gain a family member. So, you know,
We lost 6 family members over the last 6 months. So
holy crap.
yeah, it was rough. So I'm not going to get into it here and now. It's
Yeah,
another time for a private chat, J Bell.
absolutely. Sorry about that.
So let's hear more about this beer batter chicken, Squawk. Let's go
Okay.
for it, Hawk.
Okay, I'm gonna try and talk, but I was at the dentist yesterday and my lower lip is still numb, so I sound ridiculous to me. I don't know how I'm coming through to you guys.
It's nothing more than a squawk with a lisp, and it's okay. We can hear you.
I mean, I can tell. I think I sound ridiculous, but okay. Yeah, beer can chicken is basically a chicken that you cook with. The real trick here is you got to use a can of beer. Okay, and you don't want the beer can full. You want it like only about and you want it to be like a short one, like a 12-ouncer or whatever. But you really want that beer level low, because what you're doing, and you stand the chicken on it, the beer goes in the cavity of the chicken, and then you top the chicken with, you plug the neck cavity hole with like an onion or a potato or something like that, and it steam cooks it from the inside. Okay, you can do barbecue, you can do lemon pepper, you can make up your own recipes for spices and whatnot, but it turns out really good. I'll post pictures and my tutorial later in the 3 Beermen beer recipes, and you'll kind of get the idea. But it's a real, like Norm can tell you, it's a really great way to make chicken. It takes practice, though. I know I didn't get it right on my first try, but there were a lot of things about it that nobody told me that I had to figure out on my own. But I know my way around the kitchen.
Oh, I agree with you. It takes practice, and I use a clove of garlic to plug the neck. You tried that?
No, but I've also seen people that use a big mushroom too. They'll plug the neck with like a big mushroom.
I like
Onion and garlic sounds best. I would I would absolutely enjoy that. But mushroom, not one of my favorites.
Okay. Well, I usually use for my recipes. I usually use an onion. You know, you take the onion and peel it till it's small enough to where that thing fits in there just perfect. But I never thought of using a whole clove of garlic, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, I use garlic with everything though, so I really.
Oh yeah, I do too. I use a lot of garlic. I just never thought of using it for that.
I've
That's
actually
that's how we. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
also dropped garlic in the beer can, and then cook the chicken.
Yeah. I started doing that too. Like even adding, like one time I noticed a little difference in the flavor, but I added Jack Daniels in with the beer. You know, and then they've got Jack Daniels. They have their own seasoning rubs and all that.
Yeah, yeah. I've also added rosemary.
Yep, that's a good one. What I do too is, I mean, it's harder to do on a charcoal grill, you know, just because of temperature control. But the idea of, I usually use a gas grill, you know, close the lid and all that. But what I do too, and what I noticed really helps is with the beer can. Like I said, you only want that beer can about a quarter full or even less. But what I'll do is I've got a little, you know, a little propane or the other gas. I can't think of it right now. You know, a little plumber's torch. But what I'll do is I'll go heat up the bottom of that beer can good and hot early, and it helps it steam. Which is what you're trying to do. While the chicken is roasting on the outside, you're steam cooking it from the inside with the beer.
Yes, and yeah, Mr. Anderson just texted me, and he remembered the time when he was over at my place for a barbecue, and I did it, and that was over 10 years ago. Do you realize that, Mr. Anderson? We're old.
I don't know if it's worth mentioning, given that Zoso is on, but I'm looking at the D Live right here, and it looks like there are 7 watching us, and 6 of them are here in this chat. So I don't know.
I think it's time to wrap the show and make our way over to Zoso.
That's kind of what I was thinking. If you
All right, same plan.
had a good run.
Same plan.
Same bad time. Same bad channel.
Well, same plan. Let's go over there and show Zozo some love and say, hey, the 3 beermen sent me.
Yep.
Amen.
I'll be right there with you soon.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. Well, it was a fun show. Thank you all for participating. Anyone else got any sign-offs?
Squawk one out.
Bruce Q. Wayne on his way out.
Enjoy your beer.
Amen.
Roast.